What's up guys, Dave Moss Jr. here, and this might be one of the coolest cold plunges that I'm ever gonna review. It's called the Cyber Barrel by Polar Monkeys, and it is made out of 100% marine grade stainless steel, inside and out. This thing can be left outside, it can be left inside. It's got an incredible 1 horsepower chiller. I have been testing the crap out of this thing. I'm fully impressed, and that is why today we're gonna do a full review so you can determine if this is a cold plunge for you. Let's check it out. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the price. This entire package is listed at $69.50 at time of recording this video. And yes, I will have a link with a discount code exclusive to you if you want to use it down in the description below. But I don't want you to buy this plunge just yet. I want you to actually hear me out on this because there's a lot of unique features about this cold plunge that make it worthy of a review like this. Such as the fact that it is a 100% upright vertical barrel made out of 100% stainless steel. This entire thing is heavy. It is so heavy. I got it back here with my daughter. We used a dolly, we pulled it back here, we got it up here on the porch, but this thing weighs a lot. It's not listed online. I can tell you that I was barely able to move this thing myself. So if you do get this, you need to make sure that it's gonna be on a single level. Good luck getting it upstairs. You'll need like 3 or 4 people. Super duper heavy. The entire thing is also fully insulated. I was able to like tilt it on its side and look underneath it. I wasn't able to get a lot of video of it because I was really just trying to get it set up myself, but the inside is completely insulated, which is great. All of the components from the inside to the outside, even the connections are stainless steel. So the thing is built like a complete tank. Like, I don't think you're gonna be able to dent this thing or even hurt it. If you look on the inside, there is no seat inside this, so you can dunk extremely easy. And that's one of the biggest things I love about barrel style and upright cold plunges is that you can literally just like sink down and sit at the bottom and get fully submerged and stay down there as long as you want to. When they have seats in them, and there are some barrels like this, there are some upright cold plunges like this that have a seat, and that seems really cool, but you don't need it. You're never gonna drown. Like your body's buoyant. So like getting in these things, unless you're like 3 feet tall, you almost have no shot of being uncomfortable because you can kind of pin your back into the side. The entire thing is really smooth too. I'm really impressed with the design of this, but I'm really impressed with how they put it together. I thought when I started seeing pictures of it online, I thought the edges would be really sharp. They're not. They're grinded down. There's no weld seams. I want to see how this thing is actually made because I'm impressed. But yeah, the entire thing is stainless steel. There's a drain plug at the bottom that even if you accidentally hit it, it's not going to drain out. I'll show you all the connections in a second here, but there's one hole where the water comes out and there's one hole where the water goes in. So the cool thing is you can sit in this thing however you want. You can either have that water that's coming out hitting you right in the bum, or you can turn around and not have it hitting you really at all. You can get really comfortable in this thing is what I'm trying to say, and you can dunk extremely easy. Yes, I will get in this at the end of the video and do a full demonstration, but I want to just go over the features first. Because it is a little bit tall and not everybody is limber and can just jump up in this thing, they do also come with these really beautiful stainless steel steps that have this really nice wood on top, so you can easily step up, climb up, and get in. And then also you just kind of have to like get your butt up here and swing your legs out. But then also when you're getting out, you're gonna wanna put your butt up here, swing your legs around, and use the steps to get out. Or you can literally just jump in and jump out. It's totally up to you. This chiller is the newest chiller by Polar Monkeys. I did a full review of their newest chiller and their newest brain pod just about a couple weeks ago. And then I got this as well. I'm just really impressed. The chiller is a beast. It's extremely quiet. It's extremely efficient. This thing's pulling like no power, and it chills down to 32 degrees, so it can make ice. This chiller, which isn't a part of this, it literally is moving water through tubes, can generate enough cold water to create floating ice inside your cold plunge if that's something you want. The cool thing is you don't have to have floating ice if you're new to cold plunging and you just want something that looks really cool and you want something you can use as your cold plunge, but you're not there yet and you never want to be. You can set this thing all the way up to 107 degrees. So this chiller is able to chill your water down to 32 degrees or heat your water up to 107 degrees. And yes, I've had great conversations with the founders. They've been through a lot of revisions that have led themselves here, and they're telling me this is the best chiller that they have ever came up with. They removed a lot of the components that typically break on these all-in-one chillers, made it super efficient and bulletproof. So I'm putting it through the entire test. Right now I have it set to 48 degrees. It chilled this water down from 72 degrees down to 32 degrees in a couple hours. I'm here in Florida too, so it's still kind of hot outside. The chiller has been really impressive for me. So currently I have it set at 48 degrees. Setting this thing is super easy. Press these little button right here, use the arrows, and it's that simple. There's a pre-filter on the back. It has a 20 micron filtration system that the water is gonna go through, and it has ozone. So keeping your water sanitary is also gonna be very easy with this setup. The chiller is smaller, it's on wheels, it's compact, and it's quiet. I'm really impressed with this thing. Let's do some measurements real quick to make sure you have enough space. So the entire cold plunge is a cylinder, it's perfectly round. Let's do the measurements of the entire outside. You're at 33.5 inches outside, and it does have about a little over an inch, about 1.5 inches of actual insulation around the entire wall. So that's gonna give you 30.5 inches, yeah, about 30, a little over 30.5 inches on the inside, which is a pretty wide barrel all the way up and down. It's completely vertical. It doesn't taper in anywhere inside there. As far as the depth goes on the inside, we're looking at just over 36.5 inches, just over 3 feet in actual height inside there. And then the outside from the bottom to the top, we're looking at 41.5 inches. Now you are gonna have these steps. You can move these steps anywhere you want, wherever you think is gonna look the best for you, but you are gonna wanna use these steps. So let's go ahead and take measurements of the steps. At the bottom, they're 21 inches from the barrel, and they are 18.5 inches wide. The steps, as far as the height goes, 27.5 inches. Not sure if those measurements are gonna mean anything to you. The steps are portable and movable, so you can put them anywhere that you want. The chiller itself, I wanna measure too, because it's important to know how much space you're gonna need. The width of the chiller is just over 12 inches. We'll call it 13 inches. Length of the chiller, we'll call it 21 inches. And you do have some components that are gonna stick out the back. So right now I have it as close to the wall as I can, and it is on wheels, but we're gonna need 29 inches, 2 feet, 5 inches. Of course, lawn people are here. They only come when I'm filming outside. So from the wall, you're gonna need about 29 inches so that you have access. And once again, it's on wheels, so you can move it. I have the wheels locked right now because I have it exactly where I want it. But for you to figure out how much space you need, this is the thing I love about this barrel, is I've been wanting a cold plunge out here, because sometimes we'll have parties and we don't have a cooler out here that we wanna put drinks in. This will double as a cooler for us out here. So as far as the overall width for the barrel, all I need is about 4 feet 6 inches, and I've got plenty of room for my Cyber Barrel. From the wall, all I need is 3 feet. So I need 3 feet 6 inches and 3 feet, and then you can move the stairs anywhere you want. So if you wanted to have it set up the way I have it, you'll need about 5.5 feet wide by 3 feet off of the wall, which is one of the smaller footprints of any of the cold plunges I've actually reviewed. So I wanted to throw the insulated lid back on here to show you that this thing is actually very stable. You could get up on top of this thing, you could use it as a table if you want to, and I just want to share how I'm using this. So this is my back porch. I mentioned earlier, we plan on having parties out here. We don't drink alcohol, but we do drink a lot of Power Lift, Fit Aids, late milks, healthy drinks, right? Water. And we typically never have like a refrigerator or a cooler out here. People have to go inside, but we have the lake, pickleball, saunas, so people are always sweaty, wet, dirty. It's gonna be so nice. What we're gonna do is we'll pop this lid off, we'll throw a bunch of drinks in here. It'll keep the drinks nice and cold. So I know that's probably dumb. This is a cold plunge review, but I'm sharing that. I'm just excited because finally I have a cold plunge that takes up a very small footprint and it looks good. It looks really, really cool. I love the way this thing looks. So now let's say you went ahead and purchased this and you want to set it up. Let me walk you through the entire setup, which takes no longer than 5 minutes. So on the back side of the barrel, and you get to really choose where you have this. There is no back side or front side because the entire thing is perfectly centered. Because the entire thing is a circle, it's a cylinder, and there's really no logo on it either. So it's just really stealthy looking. I think that's a really cool touch. But on the back side, there's 3 different tips that stick out. One is the inlet, one is the outlet, and one is the drain. The drain, you're gonna put a little ball valve on top of that. That is gonna allow you to drain this thing, open it up, or keep it nice and shut. You can also put a hose on that to divert the water away. So when I'm gonna drain this, I don't want my back porch to be soaked with water. I can take a hose, I can bring the hose out into the grass, and I can drain the water that way. The inlet and the outlet are very self-explanatory. You're gonna take this hose, and the hose is gonna wrap around and go into the back side of the chiller with the same word. So it's gonna say inlet, you're gonna go to inlet. Outlet, you're gonna go to outlet. There's gonna be a pre-filter, a 20 micron filter, and all that is great. One thing that you are gonna wanna keep in mind if you purchase this is that they've removed the purging pump out of this, because that is one of the things that breaks in so many cold plunge chillers. So they went ahead and removed it. You don't really need it. All you have to do is make sure that the tubes don't go up because it is gravity fed. Just keep it down on the ground. Everything will work very, very smoothly, very easily, and you shouldn't have any issues with your chiller moving forward. The lid is insulated, and I've already taken it off once, but I'll take it off again. It also has this Velcro on the side, so it makes it really easy to put it on and take it off. I've found that you don't absolutely need that for it to work, but it is a nice touch if it is a little difficult for you to get it on and off in the very beginning when you're trying to feel it out and just see how to do it. It's nice that you can just open it up, slide it on, and then Velcro it all back together. There's also some child safety latches, so I personally don't think that's necessary, and I don't plan on using that at all. One of the most important things, and I mentioned it earlier, is actually demoing this and testing this out. So I would say this is a really sick, really sleek, high profile cold plunge. It's more of a luxury cold plunge. A lot of people, you know, get started out with plastic barrels. I was one of them. Some people get started out with the stainless steel horse troughs. I was one of them. Or the Rubbermaid tubs, do a DIY, something like that. But when it comes time, you're like, okay, I started this cold plunging game. I really enjoy it. It's really, really fun. I want something that's a little bit more permanent. There's a lot of options out there. I've reviewed almost all of them, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you want to get all that information, all those resources, I'm on a mission to becoming the #1 resource around the world for people looking for the best health and wellness products. I just started a blog newsletter. I'll have a link down in the description below. It's free, and I would love it if you would just subscribe to it. All it costs you is your email, and I promise not to spam you with a bunch of junk. It'll be really good resources that I think are important for us to have access to that I can't really get across on a video. Sometimes it's nice to have a resource that you can print, and that's what I plan on doing. I'm gonna put some different stuff in that. But once again, the link will be down in the description below. I'd love for you to check that out and subscribe to my newsletter. I have 1 subscriber so far. I just launched my first post, and I think it'd be cool if I had 2 subscribers. So cool. Yeah, you know it's down there. All right, anyway, back to this. If you're somebody looking for a permanent solution, I would keep this on the high end of my considerations. Now, it is a little more expensive. It is premium. It is a stainless steel tub. This isn't cheap, but it is unique. I have yet to see anybody else coming out with a full-blown stainless steel barrel. There are a lot of different barrels out there, but nothing quite like this. So now the important thing, I want to demo this myself. I am 6'1". I'm 210 pounds. It's bulking season for me, which is 11 months out of the year is bulking season. So I'm gonna get into this thing and show you how I fit. I have been cold plunging in this every morning since I got it, and it has been such a comfortable, such a great, unique experience, and I'm really excited to share this. So let's go ahead and demo this thing. All right, let's demo this thing. So, a couple ways to get in this thing. Climb up the stairs and just hop in, or you can swing one leg over and just put it in. Funny story, this is my 3rd cold plunge of the day. Woo! Oh, I don't know if there's like a cold plunge more comfortable than an upright barrel. They're all great, but man, like this is just a very comfortable experience, and it's so cold. The whole stainless steel inside is cold. You're able to get in here and just kind of bounce your way into the most comfortable position you want to get into. It really is something special. Super comfortable experience, tons of room in here. And once again, I'm 6'1", 210 pounds. I can have my arms, my legs, I can get into a squatted position with my knees directly over my feet. I can cross my legs. I can literally turn around 360. There's no jets or anything on the backside of this cold plunge anywhere. They're on the bottom. So there's nothing affecting my experience. If the sun's rising and I want to face it and get morning sun in my cold plunge, I can do that. I can turn around in here as much as I want to. Dunking is super simple. I can stay down there super easily just by pinning my arms against the wall and pinning my back against the wall. This is a really comfortable cold plunge. I would say that I'd have to say yes, this is something I would recommend. If you're looking for a luxurious cold plunge and your budget is, you know, between $6,000 and $7,000, you want a 1 horsepower, something that can create ice, something that can create heat, this is a great option to consider. I'm gonna get out so we can talk a little bit more about it though. Well, there we have it, my friends. That's the Polar Monkey Cyber Barrel, the most unique cold plunge that I've ever reviewed, made entirely of marine grade stainless steel, which is super high quality. It looks great, it feels great, it's heavy. This thing is definitely something that I'm excited to have. I'm excited to use this. I'll be using this on a daily basis out here on my porch for a lot of different reasons. But as far as cold plunging goes, let's break it down. It's a 1 horsepower chiller, 32 degrees up to 107 degrees. Super simple to control. You can actually control it all from an app if you want to. A pre-filter to keep your chiller nice and safe from hair, debris that might get up into your pumps and damage your pumps. That's nice. A 20 micron filtration system with ozone. It's gonna keep my water nice and clean. And then one of the few cold plunges on the market under 10 grand that actually creates ice. It creates floating ice. I just reviewed this with the other cold plunge over there. I'll have that linked at the end of this video. You should check that out for sure. I go into a little bit more depth of the setup. This setup is almost identical. It's super simple. Literally just 2 hoses that connect. Takes less than 5 minutes to set it up once you have it where you want it. Couple recaps. This is a very heavy cold plunge. I would not recommend this on a deck or anything that's a second story unless you have a really well built deck and a couple friends to help you carry it up. It's very heavy, but I'm glad to have it here. I'm glad to have it on a level surface, and I think this is going to be a staple piece in my home for people who come over and either want to cold plunge or just a really beautiful thing that sits out here on my back porch and people are going to ask, what is that? I appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. If you want to reach out to me on Instagram, feel free. I'll have all that linked down in the description below. Once again, if you want to purchase the Polar Monkey Cyber Barrel for yourself, there's going to be a link and a discount code. The discount code is my last name, MAUS. I am freezing, so make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you on the next video, my friends. Have a great day, and God bless. And hey, before you go, like I said, you might want to check out this video next. This is a video on the entire new setup from Polar Monkeys, the new chiller. It's one of the newest chillers in the game. I'm really impressed with it so far. We're going to keep on testing it. That's why you should follow me on Instagram and all that fun stuff. But before you do all that, watch this video to see if you actually do like it.